most cruel institutions ever devised by humanity. It's not the same as ancient and medieval slavery. Ancient and medieval slavery, the goal there was to own a person who would then take up some of the mundane tasks in life. Right? The goal was to just sort of, I'll have somebody cook and clean for me. I'll have somebody do the labor that I want to be freed from. Modern slavery was capitalism set ablaze, where my goal is to extract as much labor as I can from this person to the point where their death means nothing to me. I'll just buy another slave to replace them. And it was a system of deliberate terrorism and cruelty. So we actually need two words. Like we have a word hill and we have a word mountain. We really need two words for slavery.
Hello, my people. Today we are looking at the viable means how Africans or the African countries can get reparation from the colonizers, And when they are looking for this reparation, they should not only focus on the Europeans that are the colonizer. They should also focus on the Arabs, because all of them should pay reparation for Africa. But we have viable means and non-viable means. Like if we are looking for the Western government or the colonizers from the West, or even from the Arabs, to pay the government to bring out money and pay for the slavery reparation in Africa, that will take maybe 2,000 years for them to do it. It's near impossible for these people to do it. You know what I mean? But there's a means where Africa can get this reparation from them, even from the Arabs as well. And this is the only means I know we can do it now and get it. Because the time we play dumb, or they think that Africans are dumb, it's past now. You know what I mean? And the only viable means I see we can get this reparation now, because in Africa we still have some leverage, because we have foreign companies, the Western companies in Africa, corporation in Africa. We have even some Arabs, their companies in Africa. So what Africa should do now, African country, they should unite together. The leaders or politicians should come together and open. Maybe they can do it country by country or a general port. They should open a reparation bank account. Even in the Western world, Western banks, they just open this reparation bank account. And if any corporation, any company, any Western company that is going to get contract in Africa should pay something in reparation. Because now you see in the world in the world stage, they already announced that the worst sin to humanity is slavery. So if the world already make this decision, at least more than 100 countries voted that in UN that slavery is the worst sin of humanity, which means if this is the worst treatment the human have undergone, they need reparation. You know what I mean? And for us to get this reparation, we're supposed to start from these companies, because the government, they are not willing to do that. Even America voted against it. Israel did the same thing, and Argentina. But other Western country, or the whole Western country, Europe, abstain, because the reason why they abstain is because they know that it's them that they're going to pay for this reparation. But they are not willing to do that at the moment. And the only means we can start getting it, is just open this bank account. For you, the Western companies coming to, if it's in oil industry, gas industry, if it's in gold, diamond, they should pay something towards this reparation. This company, just charge them. And they give them receipt. This is what's happened. Before we give you this contract, you have to pay like $3 million to this bank for reparation. And I know some of them might not like it, but if you have, some of them might not like to do that. But because in the Western world, They don't always play this game of law. So what's the African country gonna do? Pass laws in your countries, and that before you get contract, it's a Western government or Arab companies. Before you can get contract in this country, you have to pay this certain amount into reparation account, and they will do it. They don't have any option than to do it. But the thing is that these people they think ahead as well. So what some of them might start to do, which means you have to be always vigilant when you are dealing with these people. What they might try to do is to use our fellow African to say they own this company. It's not a Western company, So that's why we need to be vigilant, because some of them, they don't like to pay money, especially they don't want to pay money to black people or Africans. That's their main stuff. They don't want to do it. They think instead of them to pay money to Africans, they better throw it away in the ocean. Some of them. I'm not saying all of them. So that's why we're supposed to start, tax. It's not even tax. This is just reparation fund. And we open this bank account. If you want to get a contract to explore oil and gas or gold or any other minerals you are looking for, you have to pay into reparation fund. And that's the only means we can start getting it. We're not going to wait for 1,000 years before this. They will pay reparation. They're not going to do it. But if we start this way, we start getting money from them, which this money is right. It's not like we're not doing them a favor, But this is how we're supposed to do it, and this is the only way we can do it and get something out of it. That's it, and get it fast, because we still have other companies, other Western companies and Arab companies in Africa, they're still doing deals in Africa. And the earlier we do this, the better we start making this money. You know what I mean? Peace.